Hey, welcome back everyone. It is time for another red hot cover call video. Well, hey, look, I'm fired up. I'm back behind the mic. Today I'm going to show you 3 things that I think is going to excite you. Today I'm going to show you about a flyer stock, literally a flyer stock for which I sent the members. And I'll tell you what, it did exactly what I told my members it would do. I'm going to show you that email and I'm going to show you the stock because I think we could still get involved. I'm also going to show you a great value play trade. Yeah, that's right. For all you income seekers that wants to put money on the table, your part-time job and retirement selling premium, well, I have a trade for you. And I'll tell you what, I just did it. And I'm going to finish today off letting you know where I'm at with my kids' accounts. Do you remember back earlier this year, I was going to do the $1,000 monthly challenge? Well, I'm going to show you the update to that, show you the blog site you could check out. And to be honest with you, it has been an up and down road, but we have some trades right now. I'm going to show you those trades. So anyway, today's going to be a good one. I know you're going to like it. So look, if you've never been to my channel and you want to learn how to put money on the table to pay the bills using the stock market and using a conservative strategy, this is not snake oil. This is probably the second oldest investment strategy on Wall Street. Every big Wall Street firm does it, whether they're writing covered calls on the shares they own or selling cash secure puts with the cash they have. You can do this. This is your part-time job in retirement. This is not rocket science. So everything I show you here, you can quickly pick up, you can quickly learn. Okay? What I want you to do is, if you like anything you hear today, I want you to subscribe to my channel. I come back every single week showing you timely and relevant trades that I do, putting money on my family's table, paying the bills. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is a legit 100% way using your portfolio to generate real money on the table. I do it all the time. But look, if you like what you hear today, bang that like button. It lets me know you like what I'm doing. I want to show you that email that I sent to my members. I don't know if you know this, but I have a communication app. I have a phone app and a desktop app. You're seeing it on the desktop right here, where if you don't have email available, right? Whether you're traveling, you're on break, you're having lunch, right? You don't have your laptop with you or you're not in front of your computer. I actually have a phone app. And this is where I post up all my communications. Absolutely love showing the members all of my trades as they happen. Open, close. And if you click on one of these, it takes you to the blog post that I send for all of my trades. But here's the one that I like. I actually have a Seeing the World Through John's Eyes portion of the app. This is where you can click on that middle button and it only shows you trade ideas. And this is the trade idea I sent last week. It's a company called Joby, and they actually make electric vehicle helos. And if you've seen these helos, man, these are industrial, unbelievable looking vehicles. Now, here's the interesting part. This guy lives literally up the road from me. And I don't know the guy, I don't talk to the guy, so I know nothing. But I have a lot of friends that do, and they're always telling me, look, John, you got to get into Joby stock. So for me, I'm watching, right? And I noticed that even though Joby has only been trading for a small amount of time, the chart is absolutely ridiculous in terms of no support indicators. What I've noticed is this. It trades in a micro range. And this is what I said to the members. I want you to check this out, read my blog post, and see if it interests you. Let me show you the chart on Joby. Now, as you can see, this thing hasn't been trading long, and that chart is ridiculous, right? It trades anywhere from as low as $8 to $13. And this thing is just all over the place. But I don't know if you can see, it's touched this $8 range twice, and recently it peeled off. Now, this is a SPAC trade, and to be honest with you, I don't even know if they have earnings. I haven't done much financial research on them. This is one of those stocks that the big picture is that if they succeed, we are looking at the Uber of the sky type deal. And even if they don't have Uber of the sky, this company has helos that would absolutely blow your mind. There's going to be an industrial use for these kind of vehicles. And them being all electric, and I think they're autonomous, this is a business that is going to grow. In fact, I think Kathy Wood just invested in one of their competitors, causing this to move higher as well. There's going to be interest in this sector, so check Joby, Joby. Do your own due diligence. you could see this thing has popped from $8 and it's moved higher to 10. And in fact, the other day it was up over $1. This thing is in a mini range between $8 and $12. And as you can see right here, hit $8, moved higher, fell to $8, moving higher. So I don't know if it stays in this range, but here's the deal. It's all about opportunity, right? It's all about opportunity. And this is the opportunity I presented to the members. Let's go back to that email and see what I wrote. Because I know a lot of you are saying, look, man, just sending out a stock pick or an idea, that does nothing for me. I want something to chew on, right? Well, this is the email that I sent. And as you can see, I don't just willy-nilly throw information out there. Hey, my members expect more from me. So I'm going to up my game because I know there's a lot of people in the membership that are smarter than me. So I present everything in as best a professional manner as I can. And this is what I said about Joby. Joby is literally a flyer in the EV market. And I mentioned how I live near the CEO. And I hear my friends talking about, hey, John, you're a stock guy. You should be checking out Joby. Well, I started checking out Joby's chart range, where it's trading in the chart, right? That's what I do. That's my basis. And I already showed you its range. So I started looking at it. Then I told the members exactly my trade idea. I'd be looking to buy some shares, and that was currently trading at $8.43. Okay. I would sell the November 15th $10 strike and pick up $2.67. Now, turns out I was wrong on this. I was actually looking at it at the money strike, not the 10 strike, okay? But here's my point. That $10 strike, I believe it was paying about $1.50. Let's do the math on that. Even though I'm wrong here, let's look at the math. You bought the stock at $8.43. You're selling the $10 strike. You're getting a $1.50 premium. That in itself is about $3 on an $8.43 investment. Do the math, $3.50 on $8.50 invested. That is a 30-day trade we're looking for. Now, for me, I have no skin in the game, but what I'll tell you is this. Joby also offered up a poor man's covered call idea because when it was trading at $8.43, I looked at buying the 80 Delta. The 80 Delta in the money strike, January 2023. I was going to buy the $5 strike. It was going to cost me $9.70. When you look at your poor man's covered call trades, you need to look at the time value portion because the time value portion of that $9.70 only represented 80 cents. 80 cents. So do the math. I'm going to buy somebody's shares at $5. Okay. Stock's trading for $8.43. There's a difference of $3.43. Okay. Now, what's the difference between the $8.43 and the $9.71 I'm going to pay for this 2-year-long leap? Well, it's a little more than 80 cents, but my point is this. That's where you need to make your determination when you buy your poor man's cover call long leaps. It's that time value portion, right? You have to have time value that is as small as possible. That's why we're picking the 80 Delta or higher, because we want that option to trade as closely to the actual stock so we make money on the option going higher. So for example, say I bought that $5 leap, paid $9.71 for it when the stock was trading at $8.43. Now I place a poor man's covered call using the 10 strike. I get the $1.50 of 30-day near-term cash on the table. The stock moves to $10.43. Now, I could have my shares taken away, or I can buy the option back and continue to do this again and again. But let's look at the numbers here. I get $1.50 in my wallet. That was the 30-day covered call. The stock has moved from $8.43 to $10.43. So my option has probably moved some $2 to $3 because the stock is moving higher. That 80 Delta represents 80% of a $1 move in the stock. So my $9.71 option, well, it's now trading for some $12. Of course, these are all hypothetical numbers because I'm not in the trade, but you get my point. Now you could actually buy your option back, sell the option, and make money. Or have your shares taken away, and when your brokerage works out all the numbers, it'll be a green trade. The poor man's covered call allows you to leverage a small amount of money, but as you can see, if the trade goes your way, you can actually make quite a bit of money in a short term. I have 3 poor man covered call trades going right now: UPS, Bristol Myers, Rocket Mortgage, and to be honest with you, they're all sitting on the bench. But I'm going to put them in the game next week. And of course, I'll let you know here at the channel. Now, if you'd like to be a part of my membership, I have a 1 free month offer for you. Go get it. 1 free month. You sign up, you get 1 free month offer. I'll tell you what, you get these kind of communications that lay it out. And what I hope to do is up your game, educate you, let you see the world through my eyes. I'm not just some membership that takes your money and shows you a couple numbers on a website. No. My members get content that literally they could take, do their research, and actually place the trades. I try to get you to the 5-yard line to score a touchdown versus the 20-yard line where most of them say hands off. Not me. I want to up your game, get you as close as possible. At the end of the day, you have to place the trade, but I want to help you get as close as you can to having that success. Go to my website, cptdashboard.com, click Upgraded Dashboard. 1 free month waiting for you. Would love to welcome you aboard. And if you do want to be a member, this will be the first thing you'll be presented with, the upgraded C2P Dashboard Download Hub. All you have to do is scroll down where you see my most recent real-time trades. You also see those weekly email blogs. You can see that Bristol Myers is right there. We're going to talk about Bristol Myers here in a minute. There is your phone app. That's where you'll click on that and you'll get the same app that I just showed you. Of course, I have a full library of Stock Talk videos that I like to post up. And of course, you get to see my real-time active trades. These are my current active trades. Bristol Myers, Rocket Mortgage, Marathon. We have a covered call and a cash secure put. We still have that Cummins trade and the Southern Company trade, for which is a doubling my dividend trade. It came off the board. We did not have our shares taken away. So we'll look to do that again for another 30 days. But let's talk about that Bristol Myers trade, for which I let the members know that I thought it was a good trade idea. So Bristol Myers is one that I love using. I have 1,000 shares of Bristol Myers and it's in my buy and hold portfolio. I absolutely love using it when it's trading at the top of its range. I'll do an out of the money 30 delta covered call, collect what I believe is the company's equivalent to its dividend. So they pay about 49 cents a quarter. I love collecting a 40 or 50 cent covered call premium. The idea is it's trading at the top of its range and Wall Street has moved it higher. They're going to peel it back. That position is never challenged. I get to close that trade early, much cheaper, or I let it expire, as I did with my Southern trade. Well, Bristol Myers did that throughout 2021. And recently it's peeled back. It has not peeled back like this in the past couple years. We're going to minus out the pandemic of last year. It's had about 9 to 10 down days. And I'll tell you what, I'm a value investor at heart. I love finding value. I mean, at the core of my cover call writing, I talk about buying stocks when they're at the bottom of their Keltner channel trading range. Well, Bristol Myers is a value play right here, largely because its sector is valued around 10.5. Bristol Myers is valued around 11. It's right in that wheelhouse of value. I'm going to go ahead and look to see if I can make a trade on it. I already own 1,000 shares, so I sent the members this email. The 12% slide represents a value opportunity. And I talk about why it may have fallen. I talk about Merck is in the same situation. Merck has recently woke up largely because of its COVID drug, but that too is trading undervalued. So for me, it's a buy low opportunity. And when I looked at this opportunity as a wheel trade, I sent this to the members. I said, look, this is an opportunity. Let's use the next Friday, October 1st, 61 in the money cash secure put. Now, currently is trading for about 60.50. So this is an in the money. This is a hope that I am assigned the shares. Now I'm going to collect $1.46. Cash on cash has 2.3%. I'm going to go to the chart here in a minute, so hang with me. Then the covered call idea would be selling the November 5, 61 at the money strike. Now, this assumes the stock trades sideways to higher. We're around that 61 strike. We're going to go ahead and collect 148 based on Friday's numbers. That would be a 2.4% gain. So in this 5 to 6 week window, we would pick up 2.3% on the cash secure put. Then we would write a covered call, collect 2.4%. Now, Bristol Myers will not have a dividend during this run. In fact, I believe their ex-dividend date is September 30th. So if we're assigned the shares, October 1st or that Monday morning. So we're going to miss the ex-date, but we do have earnings. Now, earnings are going to be late in the year, and based on them hitting their earnings last time, I suspect they'll do the same. Now, because we're doing the November 5th covered call, we may avoid that volatility. But this again goes back to a couple things. I love presenting great trade ideas and letting the members know what to look out for. I mean, right here, I mentioned that there's the X date on September 30th. The earnings date is October 27th. What's the average to normal risk here? And do we have an opportunity for a poor man's covered call? I told you I had a poor man's covered call trade for which I bought the 52.50 in the money 80 delta January 2023. Now, that trade has gone from 12.50 down to about 10.50, but I'm still making trades because remember, we have a expiration of 2023. So if somebody actually wanted to take on this poor man's covered call trade, they could and only pay $10.25 for that long leap today. Now, you'd turn around and write those 30 delta 30-day covered calls, collect a little bit of premium. I'll tell you what, it's one of those sideways to higher trades that I absolutely love. Bristol Myers, great S&P type company, great product. They acquired Celgene, which is another great pharmaceutical stock. But I'll tell you what, this sector has been beaten down largely because it gets forgotten. If you're not creating a COVID drug, you get forgotten. And Merck really is the best example of that. Merck has been forgotten, yet they're killing it with their earnings and their Keytruda drug for cancer. But yet they have been trading undervalued for months. Now they have a COVID drug and all of a sudden Wall Street's interested. They're moving the stock higher. We have value here as it's pulled back some 12%. It was trading at $69. It's now trading for $60. Let's go look at the chart to see what I'm talking about. You could see Bristol Myers is making that run out of the COVID stock market crash. Of course, it's moving sideways to higher, to higher, to higher. And of course, over the past month, it just sells off. There's no company events. There's no FDA scary news out there. We just find that Bristol Myers is in a sector that isn't red hot. Okay, they've been moving up these tech stocks and they've been coming out of the value play. Well, that presents us an opportunity. We who want to be more conservative can buy a great company like Bristol Myers when it's trading at its lows. Do you notice how it fell and then it based up and now it looks like it may make that nice little double bounce? I'm not saying it will, but when I looked at the chart, I think this thing has a near-term support of 59. That's why I'm not afraid to get involved with it right now. I do have 1,000 shares with a much lower cost basis, but I'm putting more money in the game. I actually did this trade. I started the wheel, so I did 300 shares on a wheel. I collected that $1.47. I'm hoping next Friday the shares do not finish above 61. I'll be able to obtain those 300 shares. I'm going to turn right around and write the covered call that I talked about. This is a great keeping the lights on trade for all you income seekers out there looking to have a steady Eddie covered call trade, not much risk. You put this trade on, you collect the premium, you wait for the next 30 days. I'll tell you what, starting a wheel right here with Bristol Myers gives you more upside than downside, if you're asking me. Okay, so let's recap real quick. Joby is a stock that you might be able to get involved with. It is a EV stock. It's a SPAC stock. It's high volatility. It's unproven, but yet they have a product that is beyond most everyone else's. Now, with that said, I want you to think of Joby more like Ride and Workhorse or Boeing, right? I want you to think of Joby as an EV play that has really good prospects, but nothing has been decided. Nothing has been determined. And of course, the company's working towards that. But I'm sure if you're like me, you could actually see the application for their product. We'll have to see how this plays out, but keep an eye on Joby. We also talked about Bristol Myers and how I thought it was a value play right now, very similar to Merck. Merck has moved some $3 since that news came out about its COVID drug. On the other hand, Bristol Myers has been selling off in pennies, hasn't really showed any catalyst to move higher. Now, with that said, I think Bristol Myers has a near-term support of 59. So getting involved now, I think there's more upside than downside. So this might be an opportunity to get involved with a wheel and then writing the covered call. That's exactly what I've done. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Now, let's talk about my kids' 1K monthly challenge. If you remember back in January, I took my kids' accounts. We're going to use $10,000. We're going to write covered calls. So I had their accounts set up so I could write covered calls. Now, I'm helping them with this process. It's not just me doing the trades for them. I want to teach my kids about writing covered calls, building wealth for the long term. And we're picking stocks that I'm watching. Now, this year we've used Pinterest, DraftKings, GoodRx, right? We've used Rocket, and now we're using Mara. Now, the reason I'm using Mara right now is because I believe Mara had such great earnings. We know that the Bitcoin mining has decreased because China has essentially stripped that business from China, although some think they're mining it as a government versus private company. But nonetheless, Mara proved that because there are less Bitcoin miners, they are mining more Bitcoin. So the stock made a move from the low 30s to into the 40s. And only recently the stock has peeled off from the mid 40s back to the mid 30s, largely because of the China news recently and that Tether could be invested in a lot of China paper. So it scared off a lot of people with Bitcoin. But I'm still confident that Bitcoin will trade in a range. It'll trade up, it'll trade down, and Mara's going to trade right with it. I think it trades anywhere between 32 and 38. So I'm going to play that every time it comes down to 32, 33. We're going to buy some shares. We're going to write some covered calls. Well, the goal here was to make $1,000 a month. And I started off the year just like everybody else, having success. Now, if you go to my website here, you see it at the top there. This is a free blog site for which I update the numbers periodically. So recently I have updated the numbers and I'll show you where my kids are right now. And by the way, you can actually click the link to see the active trades that are happening. Right now, my youngest son is still kicking ass. He's up 55% on the year. We've been able to make $5,500, but you could see where the beginning of the year, we had all that volatility. So I was able to use one or two stocks and generate $1,000 a month using $10,000. Then we had some slow months. And in fact, you'll see with my oldest son, we weren't even able to make any money because we got caught in a couple bad trades. But 55%, 9 months in, I think that's pretty good for my youngest son. Now, looking at my oldest son, you could see he's only made about $2,800, but don't be fooled. He's in Mara right now with a cost basis of 32. He's written 2 covered calls on 2 banks of 100 shares, knocking down over $700. So this number is actually going to get him into the 30% range. Absolutely loving this. I don't know about you, but even though he's had many goose eggs during the year, to make over 30%, I'll tell you what, you'll take it every time. And of course, my daughter, she was holding GoodRx for a long time. We're basically in a holding pattern. Now, I bought her some Mara shares, and we're trying to trade our way out of it. Now, luckily, GoodRx has moved higher, but she has a higher cost basis than most. And we're still waiting. We're still trying to trade those 30 delta trades, just trying to pick up little crumbs while the stock recovers and moves higher. 38% cash on cash for my daughter. I think you'll take that any day of the week. Now look, whether I'm doing my trades or I'm doing my kids' trades, my members hear about these trades, and that's where you can actually benefit from being a member. If you're out there wondering what stocks to trade or what stocks are interesting to trade, well, of course, I'm going to send you that email. Absolutely love sending out those kind of emails. Recently, I sent one out on Redfin, Bristol Myers, Merck, Joby. I'll tell you what, I love sharing the knowledge to the members. Hey, look, I hope you learned something with this video, and I hope you come back and watch next week's video. Hey, look, be safe, be healthy, most important, be lucky. Until next time, may all your covered calls be profitable.